Hello, hello again, and welcome to this video. Welcome to your morning intention setting, kind of low vibing, getting set for the day, focus in a positive state of mind. That's what I do on these mornings. So welcome. It is Monday morning, unless you're watching this some other time. But I am going to be pulling a card. I already did. I pull a card from my Light Seers Tarot deck. I love that deck. And then I also read something from, well, I talk about the card, and then I also read something from one of my favorite books that I have on personal growth and starting your day, like we said, with these positive words, positive thoughts, intentions to really get your day going. Because boy, you just wake up and just fly out of the house with lots of stress. That is just going to continue throughout your day. And pretty soon, everybody else's stuff is going to be what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, and what you've done. And before you know it, you've had no time for yourself. Okay, so we really want to focus, right? It is your life. You get to create your life, design your life the way you want it to be. So let's start. Okay, today I pulled the Page of Wands. I love this card, actually. This is probably one of my favorite cards. So let's see what it's about. Lots of energy, lots of great youthful energy in the Page of Wands and creativity. And they all come with a little affirmation. And the affirmation for this one is, as the dreamer of my dream, I ignite this flame. As the dreamer of my dream, I ignite this flame. Love that. I was always a dreamer growing up. Were you? Were you one of those kids? My head's still in the clouds most of the time. I'd love to just live there. You know what I mean? Okay, and the message is, this page is a free spirit. I'm all about that. Who carries infectious enthusiasm into her situation. Her youthful, unpolished, and exuberant creative energy will help you find flashes of inspiration. You've got new ideas forming, and while you may feel the massive potential behind them, you may also be feeling the creator angst of not having any solid plans to bring them into life. I tell you, this is what I struggle with sometimes. I can imagine things. I know what I want to vision. I know what I want my life to be like. I'm such a free spirit. I love my free time. I love to do what I want to do. And so then setting the plans in motion, especially things I may not really want to do or like to do, that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge. And we're all human. We all have something. So don't beat yourself up about that. Step back and enjoy the bubbling of ideas and simply notice how this inspiration feels. Let go of the need to formalize your plans right now. So when you are in overwhelm and stress, like when I get, I got to do this. This is what I want to do. So how am I going to get there? What am I going to do? Right? We get caught up in the how. People who are very creative, or maybe, I don't know. I know I'm AD something, ADHD, AD, whatever. But we just see too many splashes of things. So it's like this to-do list that's just splattered on a wall, just splattered on a wall. No order. That's how I see things. So I can get overwhelmed, and I can go, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm going to do this. Then I want to do this. Then, oh my God, I want to do this. And then from that thing, I go, well, maybe I want to do over this, right? Go over here. Well, when you're in that state, you get yourself in, you can't focus, and there's no more creativity coming to you. There's no more answers or inspiration or like God source messages, because we're blocked off because we're in our thinking mind. We're overthinking, right? We're overthinking. So when you're overthinking like that, when you're in a higher stress state, the creativity is shut down, and same with your problem solving. So that's what they mean here when they go, let go of the need to formalize your plans right now, right? Even though there's potential, oh my God, even though their potential is limitless, give your ideas the space they need to develop, as sharing them prematurely will cut their wings by boxing them off. Also, when you have something, if you share it with a friend or a family member, they know you, who you were, and they may have preconceived notions like, that's not possible for her. She's never going to be able to do that. And they may start saying that to you, right? Like, oh, really? Oh, I don't know if you can do that. Or I would never want to do something like this. And then what happens is that self-doubt comes back, right? That self-doubt, like, oh my God, maybe I am crazy. I do also suffer. This does happen to me. That's why I'm very cautious now who I talk about with things, who I say certain things to, and a lot I keep to myself, because I want to keep the energy around it really good. And I myself may be fighting self-doubt. So I don't need someone else to add more self-doubt to me. But if you have someone, which would be great, right? If you have someone in your corner who helps you dream, who helps inspire you, who believes in your potential, who believes you can really do anything and is there to like brainstorm with you and help you with ideas and get you excited about it, then go ahead, right? Okay. So how are you capturing this creative energy? When we go into this creative energy, like some of you may be creatives, before going into the overwhelm, too many things to do, don't even know where to start, and then we shut down, right? We need to learn how to channel this creative energy without going into the creative overwhelm or the overwhelm. Like writers also they get a great idea for a story, a great idea or concepts, and then they sit down to type it out or at a computer, whatever, and it's just like blank. They start it, then they think, no, that's not a good way to start it, because they're trying to think ahead and all of that. You're trying to manage too many things at once. So we need to like take a breath, focus down. So sometimes for me, it's about making a graphic, like a graphic with words or a graphic about a program I want to do, getting into the creativity of designing it, writing the words about it, and just honing in on one specific thing. Okay. So that's just something too. What are you feeling frustrated about right now? Well, that list can be very long. What I did this morning is I wrote it out. It's called, I just wrote. I had pain in my body, very bad back pain last night and this morning, and it was emotions. I know when emotions are stuck in my body. So I wrote out what is going on. What am I really feeling? What am I really feeling right now? And I continued to write, and tears came up, and my back's fine now. My back's pretty good now. Like, it's amazing. But that's something you can do too, right? Write out, instead of stuffing the emotions back down, instead of not feeling them, instead of saying, I got to be positive, I got to stop that. No, get into the emotions, get into what's there. And that can help with creativity too, because when we remove the stuff that's filling up our head, filling up our mind, right? Like just full of this, we get them on paper, it somehow feels like, oh, okay, they're out now. I was able to release some of those. Then what's underneath that really wants to come through can start to come through. I hope that helps. I spent a little bit more time on that. All right. Now, the passage in this book is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. I've read from it before. I think it was written in 1925 or something. This is a newer edition, as in it was rewritten. When we accept that the only power in all that exists works only for the good, so everything that happens to us is for the good, the imperfections of the natural world will fade away, and the heavenly world, the world of wonders, will swing into view. When we become fearless, you will have completed the game of life. There really is no becoming fearless. It's more like you don't let fear rule, because you don't fear it, because you believe, well, this was meant to happen for me. So I am, that means I have the strength to work through it. I have the ability to work through it. There will be resources given to me or shown to me that will help me through this, right? When we know our own power and the workings of our mind, we realize we want to find a quick way to imprint the subconscious with programs for good. So it goes, yeah, we want to believe that it's possible. And when you know that everything happens for a reason, like this was meant to happen for me. And I know you guys are going to say, so my daughter passed away, my daughter who was 27 years old. So I don't say I don't know what you're talking about, right? It was damn hard, but that was her life and her path and her journey. She was only meant to be here for a certain number of years. So I'm not saying that it happened to me. Well, there was lessons by her being on this earth. There was many lessons I learned. There was many ways I learned to love deeply that I may not have had those chances of doing if she wasn't in this world. What happened was her life was 27 years, right? So I know you're going to say, but what about this? Or what about me falling and breaking my neck? Now I'm in a wheelchair, right? That's if we look at world as happening, this is wrong because it's happened to me because I don't like it, then it keeps us stuck in that situation of not being happy. I can't be happy because. So really it's like, okay, this situation has happened to me. I have choices. right? We always have choices when something happens. We can choose to go, okay, how can I deal with this in the best way possible? What could be some of the lessons here? What things do I need to learn? What things do I get to learn? What struggles do I get to work through? What am I meant to do next? And sometimes that you can just ask it, but you don't need to have a strong answer right away. It's more so in the asking, opening up to possibilities. I'm opening up to suggestions. I'm opening up to opportunities coming to me. I'm opening up to wisdom, understanding things better. I'm opening up to growing as a person through this. And that is such a better way to look at things. I've been doing this for quite a while now, and it's made a huge difference in my life. Doesn't mean every day's easy. This morning was not easy. Like I said, I had to write out the frustrations because I was feeling them so deeply, right? But the more we push down, the more we shove down, the more we hold, especially as we get into midlife and beyond, it's too much. Our body doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And with the new world and the way the world is changing and the frequency of the planet and of us and the energy around us is calling up these things to be healed, to be released, to be I forgot the word for it, but you remove the charge. So there may be still something that is in your life or that is used to really, really bother you. But when you practice forgiveness, when you practice acceptance, when you change the way you look at things, it diffuses. So it doesn't bother you as much. It doesn't bother you as much. It's like, oh, I remember I used to get so pissed off about that. I'm okay now. I'm okay. That's right. That's the work. That's the nice place to be in, because then we're not always so set off by our environment or what's in front of us or what's happening around us. We can stay in much more of a peaceful, calm state of being, which helps our creativity, our problem solving, right? So it only makes things better for us and for everybody else around us. Because when we're able to stay in that beautiful energy, it affects the people around us because they can also feel our energy. So you can ask yourself, what energy do I intend to put out into the world today? Because you get to choose. And that's why this morning is so important, to sit, to breathe, to focus, to just be quiet, to read something positive, to listen to something positive, to think and change a perception about how the day can be, or to change a perception about something that's challenging in your life and look at it as, now, we can usually see why those things happen to us, right? Because of this decision, that mood, I said that to that person, I did that. Yeah, I can see why this kind of came around to me. And if you're still saying there's no way I can see why this would happen to me, that's okay. Take a deep breath. You just are unable to see the reason yet, right? Because you're closed off right now. But the more awareness, compassion, love, keeping that energy within yourself, those things will open up better for you, because you will be changing. You'll be changing your inner world. And when you change your inner world, the outer world will change. That is what that quote, as within, so without, as above, so below. I never really used to understand that. It's because we create the universe like that we see from inside of us. It's like, it's a reflection. And I know that can be hard to hear sometimes. It's like, I didn't put that person in front of me. I didn't choose that person. I don't want that person, right? But it's just showing us something. It's showing us where we hold resistance, where we're closed off to perceiving something differently, where we're closed off to seeing the lesson, things like that. So just play with that a little bit, even if it triggers you. Just start to open up your mind, open up your heart, and see, okay, this is happening to me. I'm not happy about it. It's challenging. It's shitty. What can I get out of it? What's it teaching me? What can I learn? Well, it's strengthening you in some way, positively, 100%. Challenges always strengthen us if we work through them, right? So like, if your car broke down and you have no money, what that could be is, it's showing me that I don't have a backup of money, which feels terrible. Yeah, and I probably should have. So how can I prevent this in the future? What can I do? And that may mean, wow, I need to change jobs. I need to start something else. I need to think of a way to make money on the side, right? Maybe I'll work on manifesting some extra money so it doesn't happen again and I'll put it away. All of these things, right? It's always a lesson. It seems so terrible when it's happening, but it's always pointing to us. It's always pointing to us. But have compassion for yourselves. Don't blame yourself. Don't get mad at yourself and don't beat yourself up and don't feel shame about all of that. We are all human and we all go through this absolutely 100%. All right. This one is a bit longer to say. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know below if you're liking these. And Wednesday, oh, forget it. I'll do another video about that. Okay. So much love to you. Bye-bye.